kudos to government on promoting the legal framework for the protection and setting the standard on children's rights, but we haven't even started in terms of the implementation, and this is where we will want the focus to be. What can we do to make children realize their rights? Thank you.
We'll come to that part of the implementation, but before then, let's talk a little. Let's talk to Ruth. Now, Ruth, today is Children's Day, and I know you're happy about that. A lot of children. I saw a lot of children today. Some will say, "Wish me happy Children's Day." Mommy, wish me happy Children's Day. So, what does Children's Day mean to you?
Okay, Children's Day is a day set aside and dedicated by the world, so celebrating children all over the world. It is observed worldwide by many countries, typically on different dates. It is aimed to protect the rights of children, protect the happiness of children, and also protect the children's well-being.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Now, let's go back to the implementation of the Child Rights Act.
Yeah.
Now, most of the states in the country have domesticated, like you rightly said before, even before the program. Now, tell us, in terms of implementation, where are we?
So, thank you very much. The laws have set standard, the minimum expected from duty bearers, and by duty bearers we mean government, families, and institutions, in terms of promoting the rights of children. And by the way, this right covers education, nutrition, protection, freedom of expression and development rights. So in terms of development, because for me, fulfilling the rights, and government has the duty to fulfill the rights of children, okay? And what does it take? It takes both human and financial resources to protect and fulfill the rights of Nigerian children. So to what extent are government at the national and at the state and even the local government, because this is even where you have a lot of children living, to what extent are there resources to promote the rights of these children? If really we have over 20 million out of school, and also we have a situation where violence against children affects over 60% of the Nigerian children before the age of 18. So it means that we have to do a lot more to set the structures, to build the capacities of the service providers that will provide quality education for these children, protective services for Nigerian children, because the children are the bedrock. They're not just the future. They are the bedrock of our development. So we do it first of all for their human rights, because they are human beings and they count. They are not just, we shouldn't plan for them as a token. They are part and parcel of us. Although for now they can't provide all the necessary services that they deserve as Nigerian children, so government has to promote the rights of children by putting resources where these children are in terms of education, in terms of resources to fulfill their rights in the public space, and also for the children who are out of family care to provide resources so that these children would be returned back to families that can care for them. And for those who have suffered one violence or the other, to promote access to justice for these children to access their right. Because until we are able to promote the rights of children, issues of insecurity, issues of underdevelopment of the country will continue to be a current decimal in our politics.
Still on you, Nkiru, you talked about issues of insecurity. Now issues like child labor, child trafficking, among others, how are they affecting the Child Rights Act?
So when a child is being trafficked or a child is exposed to child labor and exploitative labor, the hazardous ones more especially, so it means that this category of children that you have just mentioned, they don't have their rights protected. They don't have their rights fulfilled. And what can we do? So child labor is any form of labor where a child is deprived from education, his sense of morality, or is hindering his access to dignity and health. And for me, if we talk about child labor in Nigeria affecting millions of children, we'll be asking ourselves, what are we putting in place to safeguard and protect them from child labor? Every day we go on the street, we see children during school hours on the street, begging for alms, and then you see people giving 5 naira, 15 naira, 100 naira. The fact is that this is not what the children need. They need a framework where the budget of Nigeria recognizes that children make up more than 50%. I mean, children under 18 years make up. So our resources, tell me how much you budget for children. I will tell you how important their issues are to the country as a whole. So it starts by having programs in all the relevant ministries, from the Ministry of Women Affairs to Ministry of Justice to Education to Health. We need to recognize that without budgeting and providing resources for children to access the necessary services, it means that we are just giving children's rights as a token to the Nigerian children. But they need more than that, because they have proven that if given the necessary opportunity, they will develop, they will grow, and they will contribute meaningfully to us. And all the issues about the GDP, growing the GDP, it is not the bridges. Yes, they are important, but our best capital are the children, the human resources we have in Nigeria. So if we invest in them, it means that this issue of child labor and trafficking will reduce. I watched a very horrifying film in the social media where some Nigerian youth, were victims of trafficking, and not just trafficking, also for organ harvesting. So these are some of the trends that we want the duty bearers, government, to look at it again seriously and look at how policies and resources are targeting this unwelcome situation of the Nigerian child.
Oh, thank you very much, Nkiru. Now back to you, Ruth. You are a Nigerian child, and of course you've been interacting with some of the children. Now, what are some of the challenges, in your opinion, that are facing the Nigerian children today?
Okay, firstly, I think the #1 challenge is security. Like, children most of the time don't feel secure even in the comfort of their own homes. Talk more of going to school, and then like where they feel like their parents aren't there to guide them, so they don't feel safe. And then again, education. When a child is educated, the child feels safe. He has this knowledge. He knows his or her rights, so like he knows what is obtainable for him or her. So like those are the challenges I feel like, 2 important challenges I feel like the Nigerian child faces.
Okay. Now, if there's one thing as a child that you would want to change to better the life of the Nigerian child, what would it be? Okay,
I feel like Jane isn't part A and part B, because
which is the Children's Day celebration, as put together by Thomas Agbetere. Don't go away.
The work has to start from the family. We should be encouraging parents not to actually be in this habit of actually releasing their children to people they are not very sure that can actually take care of their children.
If something is free, why deprive a child? And the essence and growth of a child starts with education, from home to school, from school to society. So education is a very, very important aspect of a child's growth. That is just one aspect of child's rights. But Child Rights Bill has been passed and has been assented into it. And that's why I say we in the society are the implementators of this bill. The bill will not implement itself. The ministries and agencies saddled with this responsibility are doing the best they can. But the change begins with me and you, how we see things within the society, how we understand a child. A child, it shouldn't be our laborer. We should be responsible. They are trust from God to us. Not make a child labor for you at the age of 4, 5, 6 years. So for me, it is high time the government looks into prosecuting people on the abuse of a child.
As it is, our country has taken initiatives and steps to ensure that the right of the child is fully protected. The Renewed Hope agenda of our president ensures that each and every child is taken care of, each and every child is well cared for. As you know, policies in
now, Nkiru, you had quite some reaction there. People talked about what the role. Somebody mentioned something. It's not just the government, the people. So what is the role of the people? Let's start from the community. What is the role of the community in ensuring that the rights of the child is protected?
Thank you very much. I think I want to take it lower to the family, okay? Because the community is a collection of families in that same, in a location. So it starts by parents, or caregivers, knowing their roles and responsibility, and ensuring that they are providing a safe environment, like you had Ruth speaking, that oftentimes children don't even feel safe at home. And the evidence is quite clear that children, by the 2014 National Survey on Violence Against Children, that some of the sexual exploitation happened in the home and not even outside the home. So it tells us that we have to look at, again, how to promote positive parenting and supporting parents who are unable to take care of their children, either for lack of capacity, either for lack of understanding about how to care for children. You go to communities, you see parents in the marketplaces or parents in their business places and the children left unattended at home. We do about it, so government needs to take back the social welfare services to the communities, to the homes where children are found, to ensure that no child is outside a responsible caregiver at any point in time. That way we ensure that there will be no one violating their right, there will be no perpetrator of violence, and even when it happens, they can have quick response. Then to the community, where you have the norms shaping the rights of children. So whatever the community tolerates as a norm, we put in these positive norms. So I still see that, yes, the responsibility is with the community, but government still has a role. Because, mind you, we have given the responsibility for the safety and security of every person in government. So by the social contract, we should be able to support the communities to protect children. For any child that doesn't have a family to care, so that is the role of the social welfare in promoting alternative care. The good news is that Nigeria very soon, we have the national guideline on alternative care. But how can we ensure that children, when we see them roam about the street or in the communities, that the community leaders would take proper care through kinship, through foster care, so that no child will be in a position of violence where their rights will be violated, and there will be no repercussion even for those who are violating their rights.
Yes, having talked about the role of the parents, family, and of course the community, we will also not deny the fact that as a country we are very religious people.
Yes.
Yes. So what now is the role of the religious leaders in ensuring that the rights of the Nigerian child is protected?
The religious leaders, I would say, are the custodian still of belief, be it harmful or be it protective. They are custodians. So for us, the religious fathers have and mothers, have a very big role to play in ensuring that the rights of children are protected by the type of messages, they give to their adherents of whatever religion it is, ensuring that the messages are promoting the rights of children. And I can say that no religion promotes the violation of children's rights. No. So it's about how people understand and interpret it. And so we will urge on a special day like this, all religious leaders, the religious leaders, to please promote the rights of